Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Pick Up Books. I am Komal and I'm here today doing a sit down video after God knows how long. I've just been uploading travel videos and you must be wondering, Komal, you promised us bookish content, sit down videos, but you're just here traveling and just uploading travel videos. So I thought I'll just pop in and say hello for my 100th video. Yes, you heard that right. Today this video, I mean, this video is going to be my 100th video. So I thought, why not make a 2022 recap? Because 2022 was, I don't know, the year was so happening, and I feel like in this year a lot of things happened, like it would happen in like 3 to 4 years, and I feel I've grown a lot in this year. So I thought I'll just address some of the things that I'm up to. And before I start my 2022 recap, I'll just update about my life. You must be wondering, I'm getting DMs on Instagram saying, what is this traveling and everything? I mean, what are you doing? So I'll just clarify all those stuff. So, like I said, I'm in my second year of MBA, that's the final year, and I'm in my last term. So, the previous term, uh, I had an exchange semester in Milan, Italy from September 2022 to Jan 2023. So I was there for 4 months, hence all the travel videos and stuff. And in this 4 months, I travel like crazy. And you must already be seeing all those. I've uploaded till Paris video, and I have a lot of content. Like, I didn't even upload 1/10 of the videos, like where I've traveled. There are like, I think there are enough videos for me to put one video every day for the next 2.5 months. So I will be occupied with all the editing. But then I thought, meanwhile, I'll also do some bookish content as well. So there's a balance between the travel videos and the bookish videos. So whatever travel videos you'll be seeing, it's from that period. And whatever the real time, like the bookish, the sit down videos you'll be seeing, it's like from the present. So yeah, that was about my life, I guess. Just that life update I have. And now we'll move ahead to the recap, 2022 recap. So before starting with the 2022 recap, you have one thing to do. And for all the viewers who have not subscribed to my channel yet, go hit the subscribe button now, because I'm really close to hitting 1K. And I am waiting to hit 1K from so long. And it's just like slowly progressing. And I know I've not been consistent, but like I told, I have like enough videos to keep you guys occupied, and I'll be doing a lot more content from this day forward. So yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button first, and then only go and watch this whole video. So in this recap, I have divided it into like different parts, like mental, physical, skills and career, travel and goals. So you can just move ahead to that timestamp if you're interested in one of the following, or else watch everything. Okay. So let's begin with mental. I think mentally 2022 was a really huge year for me, because after lockdown, like after 1.5 years, I moved out of the house. And let me tell you, in 2022, I moved out from my house, moved into Mumbai, moved out of Mumbai, moved to Milan, moved out of Milan, and then moved into Mumbai. So it was like a lot of things happening. Almost moved out twice to two different places, two big cities. So that was like, it took a toll on my mental health as well. And the first thing that I learned was being grateful. And I feel on the surface level, we'll talk about being grateful, like maintaining a gratitude journal or anything like that. Like in 2021, I did that. Like every day I used to write 5 things I'm grateful for. But I think in 2022, I internally felt grateful for, like, there is that gut feeling where you're like, I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for the way I was raised, I'm grateful for having like three things at once, like time, money and the energy to do all the things that I did in 2022. And I think that feeling of gratefulness has really like overwhelmed me this past year. And yeah, I'm really grateful for all of the things that I did. No regrets at all, but I'm also grateful for people I've met, like not just good people but also bad people. Like I don't say like a bad people, but people who I felt that toxic. So I'm really grateful for those people as well, because I think you need those obstacles to come here and there so you can like pave your way through all of this and become the human you are. So I think in mental health, like gratefulness is one thing, and the second is like art of ignoring. I've literally mastered art of ignoring. And I'm not kidding at all. Like I'm a kind of person, like if something's bothering me, it's literally written on my face, like the facial expression and everything. It's so evident on my face. But then when you're living with like different people, so I was living with like five other people, like six of us, we were living together. And that time what happens is you can't be bothered by every little thing that is happening in the house or like outside in college or anything like that. So I feel sometimes it's necessary, you need to ignore things rather than take it upon yourself, because these tiny things, they don't need your attention much. I mean, if you are bothered by every tiny things, you won't have that energy to tackle big things. And the next thing in my mental health was meditating. I think this is the year that I meditated the most, and I needed that because I had to like, it was just chaos. I feel like when you have so many people inside the house, and I think it was constant throughout. So when it happens like that, you don't have the social energy to actually like carry forward your life. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like you need your own space, you need your personal space. And I think meditation was one thing where I just didn't meditate for like 5 minutes. I was meditating for like 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And it was not daily, but it was something that would calm me down. And it was something that kept me grounded, just made me grateful for what I am and what I'm doing. So I think meditation was really helpful for me. And the last thing is letting go of things. Like when you are on the move, when you're moving from like one place to another, you can't take everything with you. And when I'm saying about letting go, it's more of the materialistic things, because I am a natural hoarder. Like I hoard things, like I hoard uh, paper, or like I hoard like things that I've done like in second grade, like art things, projects. I hoard all of those stuff. And when I was moving out, like obviously from my hometown to Mumbai, I could take a lot of stuff with me. But then I realized when I was moving from Mumbai to Milan, I couldn't. Like the weight was just 40 kg, and I can't go anything beyond that. Though I did, but that is like another case. And while I'm coming back as well, I mean, there were a lot of things that I just left it over there, like all the sweaters and jacket, like the jacket that you see in all my vlogs, the black jacket, I left it over there. And sometimes I just didn't feel guilt of letting go of those things, because it's just, you have used it while it was there, and now it's like you don't have to get attached to that a lot, because they're like different things. I mean, you can't get attached to like a tiny book or a journal. Like I was letting go of my shoes which I bought in Milan. It was almost over a kg, and I didn't have any space. I was like, okay, fine, I just used it how much I could, and if I can't carry it, it's fine, it's totally fine. But luckily my friend, she had some space, so I made the space in her bag and she got it for me. So I think when I was in that mind zone of letting go of that thing, it didn't affect me much. Though I got it, but I didn't have that guilt that, oh my god, I'm just letting go of this stuff. Like before, I think if you had asked me 2 or 3 years before, I would have had that guilt a lot. But now I don't have that, and I think letting go of things is like really important for your mental well-being. Coming to the physical aspect, and I think physically also this year was a lot more active. I went on two treks. I went to Harishchandragarh Fort. I think the video is already out. And I went to Dudhsagar trek. I made a video of this, but I couldn't like I shot the videos, but I couldn't like edit it. So I just have it in my archive. If I get a time, I'll probably put that video out. But I went on two treks. I joined swimming. I joined swimming for like a month in, I think, April to May. I did that, and it was, oh my god, it was so good because I love water. I love just being in water. And I think it was in seventh grade that I stopped swimming. Like I don't know proper swimming, but I just like being in water. But last year I got a trainer, and then I joined swimming classes, which was really good, which helped me to swim in Mediterranean Sea as well. So I'm really like thankful for like joining swimming. That and lot of walking. Oh my god, the amount of walking I did in the past year, I don't think I've done that collectively in like 4 or 5 years. When I was in Mumbai, so even when I was in Mumbai, I used to walk. Like I used to take a auto to my college and walk back to home, or I would go walking on the streets, walk in the parks. Like the parks were really beautiful in Mumbai, so I would go walking over there, or like grocery shopping, just like walk a lot. But then it was like around 5 to 10,000 steps, I guess, a day. But then when I went to Milan and the whole Europe tour, like every day I used to walk around like 20,000 step. Like when I am on a trip, it would minimum be 20,000 step. And on an average day, when I was just going to college and just like going back home, even on that normal average day, it would be like 10 to 15,000 steps. And my legs are so toned right now because of all the walking. And I remember this one time where I was on a trip for like 5 days, and every day it was like 20,000. So in like 5 days, I walked like 1 lakh steps. And 2022 was also a year where I gained some weight. I mean, you can see my chubby cheeks. You can compare it to like the previous videos that I used to make, and now I'm like much chubbier and much like healthier, I would say. And for me, it's really hard to gain weight. Like in a year, I would hardly gain like half a kg or like 1 kg. But this year, I gained like a good set, like 4 to 5 kgs. And all credit goes to like the European breakfast, because there the breakfast is like sweet, like everything is sweet. I mean, if you need a snack, it's just sweet. You don't have any namkeen snacks or anything. And I started craving for sweets so much. Every morning, every meal, I need a sweet. And I think that was one thing that actually helped me gain weight. And also a lot of cheese. I mean, Italians are like really graceful with their cheese consumption. They don't have salt and pepper like we have on every table. They have cheese, like they have like grated cheese. And I used to like put a lot of that because I was paying so much, obviously. So I think that was one reason where I gained my weight. I mean, that is quite surprising for me. But finally, I could gain weight, and I know how I actually gain weight. So if I need to gain weight, all I need to do is eat cheese and eat some sweet breakfast. And while we're talking about weight gain, we'll also talk about food habits. My food habits changed a lot, and also because I've been like staying outside like for this past year. And before that, I was like just eating home food, just being used to home food a lot. But then in 2022, I was a foodie. I was eating like crazy. And I enjoyed eating. I feel like before I wouldn't enjoy eating much, but now I just enjoy like every dish. And I'm like, I just fill myself till here. Like I just go crazy about food these days. So I think food habits also changed a lot. Also, one thing is like skin also changed a lot. in this 2022, and I feel and it was in Europe itself where I could see the change in my skin. Like I don't have much acne, but I just have like acne scars, and it goes like a triangle. Like it's on like two cheeks and this like here on forehead, like it becomes a triangle. And whichever angle I'm taking the picture, like even the side angle, this one pops out, this one pops out, or like everything pops out. So I feel skin got a lot better. And for me, I feel when I see a clear, not a clear skin, but when I see a fresh skin, I feel so happy. And I think that was one thing that was nice in 2022. I feel that you don't have to use a lot of skin products, because while I was there in Europe, I have noticed that I used to use like a moisturizer, and because I have oily skin, I can't use much moisturizer because it becomes more oily. So I would restrict on that. And I was not hydrating myself much because it was obviously very cold out there. And even to use the washroom, you need to pay like €1. That is like crazy. That's like 80 rupees. Too much. So I wouldn't drink much water. And the water was costing around like €3 for half a liter. So again, I wouldn't like buy water much when I was outside. Only when I was in home, used to like use the bottled water and then use it outside. So there was not much hydration. And also I used to eat a lot of junk food. I mean, pizza, maida, like sweet, a lot of junk food. There was not much Indian food. But what attributed to my good skin was the climate. Pollution, there was no pollution at all. Climate, uh, I could see that natural blush on my face, like that wintry, that ponds ad thing that you have, oogly oogly bush, that kind of blush I would see. Moving on to skills and career, I landed a full-time job. I'll start working in next 2 months. So yeah, that's one achievement in career perspective. Moving on to the skills that I learned. So one is budgeting. This needs a lot of hands-on, I feel, and because I started living independently outside the house, I feel this came in very handy. It was in Mumbai where I used to look over the rent, groceries, maid, cook, electricity bills, like almost everything I used to handle on my own for like rest of the people. So I think that made me understand budgeting, how I should budget my expenses accordingly. And even while I was traveling, I think for traveling it was really important because I had to know how much I need to keep for travel, accommodation, groceries, shopping. And then like when you're outside, you can't really go out of your budget. And I feel in budgeting I did really good job, because in the specified budget I thought I'll like travel like around 6 to 7 countries, but I outdid it like double time. Like I went to like 13 countries in the same budget that I allocated for myself. So I think I learned a nice financial hack over there. The next skill I would want to talk about is swimming. Obviously, I talked about it. Swimming was one thing. Like, I don't think I'm good at a lot of sports. No, I'm not good at any sport, but I like swimming. I like being in water. I just feel nice swimming. It just takes your tension away, and I learned it for like a month. I might probably join swimming classes again this year and learn different strokes. So yeah, swimming. Third is cooking. I think I've always learned cooking the hard way. When it was lockdown period, I learned cooking, and when I was staying in Milan, I had to learn cooking because I couldn't afford to eat outside. Like spend around like €10 for one meal was literally too much. So I learned cooking. Like I didn't know how to make rotis. I know how to make rotis. I know how to make breakfast items, upma, poha, all this stuff. I also know how to make snacks. So I used to like call my friends to have vada pav in Milan, and I made vada, and we got pav from outside, which costed us like 600 rupees for like 2 packets of pav. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do vada pav again. You go back to Mumbai and have vada pav there. So yeah, that was like a snack thing we used to have. I prepared vada pav, bread pakoda, and I think in snacks I know these, and then I learned how to make South Indian sambar. So that was also nice. Like I made radish sambar, and I have a cooking vlog of that as well. So, but that will take a lot of time for me to upload. I made radish sambar, pumpkin sambar. So like lot of cooking stuff. Not like a nice like all these dishes, but like homely food which would fill your stomach a lot. Also learned how to make pasta. Pesto pasta is my favorite, so I learned how to make that. And another skill I want to talk about is podcasting. I started a podcast towards tomorrow in January, and it went on for like a good 9 months. Like I had to like pause because I was outside. So I think that was also one thing. Like I had made a video on how to do a podcast. So if you are interested in that, you can go ahead and check that video out. And in podcasting, again, I was interviewing people. So I think that also was a skill that I developed, was like interviewing with people, talking with people, and like knowing their body language. And while I'm at this, I forgot to mention about public speaking as well. Like now I'm blabbering because it's really making me conscious sitting in front of camera after so long. But I also did pursue public speaking. Like I was in Toastmasters club, and then we were organizing these club meetings regularly. So I think that also helped me in putting myself out of that comfort zone. I think 2022 was something where I did all of this stuff, which forced me to like come out of my comfort zone and just try out different things. The very exciting part is travel. I traveled to almost like 13 countries in this past 4 months, out of which you would have seen like a vlog of just one, that was like Paris, France. I have like other countries as well where I toured around. So that was really exciting. I mean, a lot of content for you and for me as well, for to like cherish for the lifetime. I also yeah, that was my first time abroad. I never traveled abroad before that, so that was my first time. You would have seen the vlog from Bombay to Milan vlog, where I was traveling like for the first time, international travel. And I also took a solo trip. So not just Florence. Florence was also one of my solo trip, but I love this place. I mean, I took a solo trip to Prague. It was so beautiful. It was like it was out of the place. Like it's mix of like different cities. It's so calm. It's like a fairy tale world, and experiencing it alone was a different thing, because while you're with people, you tend to not notice the surrounding, you don't observe it, you're always on your phone, or you're like talking with people, so you just forget to notice around. But when you're alone, you're very cautious. Like at least in Europe, there's a lot of theft. Like there's not much safety around, especially if you're a foreigner. So it's really like concerning as well. Like I was always on the lookout, but then I was also like seeing the place around, and it was so beautiful. I think I cannot forget Prague. There's a vlog coming, okay? Just watch all the vlogs. I think travel, I'll make a separate video for that, because I'll get to talk more about it, and how I traveled, how I used to book, the places where I stayed, some tips and tricks. I think I can do that as a separate video. Finally, we are done with the recap of 2022, and then we have to set goals for 2023, right? So I am a big resolution junkie. I always keep resolution and I don't follow that. I mean, everyone does that, right? But then this year I thought I'll just tweak it a bit. So this I did it in 2020 as well, where every month I used to do a challenge, like a habit challenge. And by the end of like a year, you will have like 12 habits that you have cultivated over a period of 1 year. Obviously in 2020 I couldn't like follow that, but I'm thinking I'll at least try to do few habits in 2023, not like for all the 12 months. So in January 2023, I had this challenge of reading at least for 30 minutes a day, because in the past 3 years I didn't read much. Like before, I used to read like 52 books, or like I've completed like 63 books a year. But I feel in the past 3 years I've faced the difficulty of even like reading 5 books a year. And I wanted to change that in 2023, because if I get out of reading slump, then you get more bookish content, right? Else you'll have to be watching the travel videos for forever. So I thought it's really high time to change my reading habit. And what I did was just read daily for 30 minutes at least. So that thing was there. So every morning I was sipping my coffee and I was there with my book. So I would finish it in the morning, so I don't have to like think about it like throughout the day. And doing that, I read like 4 books in this month, which is quite surprising. And if I continue to do so, I will be reading like 52 books this year. So I think this boost was really necessary for me to get out of the reading slump, and I'm like finally out of the reading slump. So you get a lot of bookish content as well. And for the month of February, I have this challenge of learning a new skill for at least like 1 hour. So since I'm going into the corporate world, I thought I'll just give myself a head start and start learning all those stuff before I start working. So I thought every day, 1 hour, I'll dedicate myself to some skill, like something that's not in my college curriculum or like YouTube or like social media, but something different. But if I get the time, I'll probably brush up on these stuff as well, like editing, podcasting, and all those stuff. That was the recap of 2022. Tell me, how did you feel? Tell me how your 2022 was. I know I'm a month late, but considering all the videos that I'm putting, I'm always late. So just forgive me for that, and I'll try to be more consistent. Not try, I will be more consistent from this month forward. And you'll see a lot of videos coming up, bookish content, and a travel video every week. So do subscribe to my channel, leave a like, comment down your thoughts, share it with your friends, and yeah, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you pretty soon. Until then, take care and bye bye. Travel video. I'll start working. You know, it's really tiring for me to talk so much. I feel like I lost the practice of speaking so much in front of the camera.